I told my brother-in-law he can't use my house for his custody weekends. My wife's brother Mike has been a mess for years, but things got really bad about 3 years ago. He has bipolar disorder and used to just treat it with crystals and weed instead of actual medication. No joke, he has a degree in microbiology, but genuinely believed crystals could cure everything. Mike was married with 2 little boys, ages 2 and 3. For most of the time I knew him, he didn't work. After college, he went 5 years without a single job. His wife was a school teacher, barely making ends meet while Mike stayed home doing basically nothing. Then things completely fell apart. He had what I think was a manic episode and just quit his job that was paying him 80 grand a year. Right after that, his wife got pregnant with their second kid. A few months after the baby was born, Mike freaked out and claimed the baby wasn't even his. He abandoned his family and drove from Texas all the way to Northern California to live in the mountains with some hippies. 3 months later, he came back and finally got on bipolar medication. His wife let him move back in, but a year later they got divorced. Now Mike lives with his parents and has the kids every other weekend for custody. Here's where my problem starts. Mike doesn't want to take his kids to his parents' house because his mom is seriously addicted to pain pills. She's 400 pounds and keeps faking injuries to get more prescriptions. She's broken 2 toes in the past month alone trying to get more meds, so the house isn't safe for little kids. Last week, Mike asked my wife if he could bring the boys to our house every other weekend for his custody time. My wife immediately said yes without even asking me. She's one of those people who drops everything to help family no matter what. She's the only reason my nephews even have clothes because Mike doesn't buy them anything. But here's my situation. I'm autistic and have ADHD. Taking care of small kids is absolutely exhausting for me. When my own daughters were that age, I had to grit my teeth and force myself through it every single day. I got a vasectomy because I knew I was never doing the baby years again. My nephews are loud and chaotic. They run through the entire house throwing toys everywhere and climbing on furniture. Last time they visited, one of them almost pulled a bookshelf off the wall. I literally count the minutes until they leave. We have them overnight about once a month and it's torture for me. My wife and I are also broke. We're behind on bills and living paycheck to paycheck. I can't afford to feed 5 people every other weekend when we can barely feed our own family. But my wife keeps spending money on my nephews anyway. The thing that really makes me angry is that Mike is 37 years old with a college degree and he's completely unemployed. He has no job, no car, not even a bicycle. He could easily work part-time while the kids are in school. His dad would even drive him to work, but he just doesn't. I'm also worried about what happens next. His mom is 66 and probably won't live much longer with her addiction. His dad is 67 with early Alzheimer's. What happens when they can't take care of Mike anymore? Is he going to expect to move in with us? Because I'm not letting an unemployed 37-year-old man live in my house. Yesterday, I told my wife that Mike can't bring the kids here every other weekend. She completely lost it on me. She said I was being selfish and cruel and that family helps family no matter what. She started crying and said I was abandoning my nephews when they need us most. I tried explaining that I'm not saying never, just not every single weekend. Maybe once a month we can help out. But she said that's not enough and that Mike needs us. I told her Mike needs a job, not a free babysitting service at our house. Now my wife isn't speaking to me and she told her whole family that I'm refusing to help with the kids. Her sister called me heartless. Her dad said he's disappointed in me. Even my own mother-in-law texted me between doctor appointments to say I should be more supportive. Mike hasn't said anything to me directly, but my wife says he's hurt and doesn't understand why I don't want to help him be a good father. But that's exactly my point. A good father would get a job to support his kids instead of mooching off everyone else.